And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Thursday, November 19th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Welcome here on a Thursday morning. The sun is shining, a little frost this morning, but a little bit warmer and nice. And going to be a tremendous day, and we're glad to have you. Glad to be on the air for Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. We've got Paul and we've got Ronnie both here today, so it's back to normal. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ronnie, you were doing public service. You were on a mission last week. We missed you.
Yes, I was on a mission last week, and I was on that same mission this week, but we put the time back. I told me we're going to have to do something different. So
you can't miss an opportunity
Right.
to talk about selling cars on the radio.
Yes, sir.
Well, Bates Ford, of course, the dealer. It'll trade for anything it don't eat. And I think, Paul, you've even been in the TV commercial here lately.
I told Tony I had a face for radio, but he insisted I get on TV, so I had to get in there and jump in there and get my feet wet a little bit.
Well, what's going on this morning?
We got a lot of great deals. Got a lot of stuff going on. We've actually started kind of trickling in some more new vehicles. We've in the last week we've gotten several new. We've gotten some new F-150s. Got a couple of new Super Duties, which is kind of surprising, really hard to come by for a while. Got some new Edges in, Escapes. So we're getting our inventory kind of getting geared back up. I think the plants are getting, well, hopefully knock on wood with all this resurfacing, but for a while we were, tough to get new vehicles, but we've seemed to be getting them a little more lately.
The Edge, and what was the other one?
We got some Escapes, Edge, F-150, a couple Expeditions, and Expeditions got some really good incentives right now. They got huge rebates and stuff on them, so it's a good time to buy before Christmas.
You love to sell them, don't you, Ron?
Yes, and like you're saying, it's about $12,000 rebates on some of those Expeditions, and Ford also have on Explorers and Fusions. You got a $2,500 rebate, and plus you have a trade assist. If you got a Ford vehicle, a 95 and up, and you don't have to trade it in, they show that you have it, and you get that extra money.
Oh,
and that's
okay.
a great thing.
Was it $2,000 trade assist?
$2,000.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, you don't have to actually trade the vehicle, just show that you do have a Ford vehicle, 95 and up. That's pretty good. Pretty long time there, and you get a couple $1,000s off, so can't beat that.
Nice work if you can get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we talk about the cheapest oil change in town, and that's still going on.
Yes, sir. $24.95 up to 5 quarts. We've had a lot of customers come in and discuss, heard us on the radio and talk about it. Still doing our battery deal. Got the cheapest battery around as well. $130 installed. You get a 3-year free replacement, 100-month warranty. So we're doing one thing the week of Thanksgiving. We're having a tire sales event through Ford where we're having free installation. So if you buy a set of tires, we'll actually install them for free. There's rebates on the tires as well. And of course, we also always give the lifetime rotation when you buy the tires, and we're discounting our alignment to $59.95 that week. So we're having a pretty big tire event then.
Well, that will be, I guess, the first 3 days of next week.
Well, we're doing it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So we're going to actually have it all week. So since we're open on Friday and Saturday, but it's going to go on that week. We were trying to take advantage of if people were off work, but so that's why we're doing it that week.
Well, if you're taking a trip, you might want to do this Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday just to make sure. But,
Sure.
But it's still going to be Good Friday and Saturday.
It is. Come on in. We'll get you some tires put on.
Well, Ronnie, we've talked about this before. You love for people to come and get their oil changed for that inspection, and if one shows up that needs a little work or not really up to par, you can kind of step in and say, hey, wouldn't today be a good day to trade?
Yes, sir. And that just happened, it happened 2 or 3 times last week. And, so that's a good thing. They just come right in and they're getting the oil change, and we just start talking about cars. And
well, do you stay over there in the oil change place a lot?
I kind of go over there, get a little coffee or tea or something every now and then, and walking back and forth, because that's...
He's been doing this for 33 years, so he knows all the tricks.
Yeah, he knows where to go and where to see. He'll see if we're working on vehicles. It's his customers. He does a good job of coming in and speaking to his customers, even if they're just in to get an oil change or stuff like that. So it makes it kind of a
you
good
probably
business.
sold him the car anyway.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's longevity for you. But Paul, you've been around most of your adult life, really.
Yeah, I love what I do. I love working for Tony. It's great dealership. Like I said, I always say it's a family, little family that we all get along great. And you know, we work together, and that's the main goal. And we've actually had a really successful year, and it's worked out well for us.
Well, that's good to hear, and of course, I mean, you're local as you can be. You participate in a lot of community events here. Tony Bates is very community minded, and I think you are kind of following after him and in his footsteps in a way.
Yeah, he actually, excuse me, he actually did a pretty good donation to a drug and alcohol center this week. He feels like that if he gives back, that's something that he's very, very involved with. He likes to give back to the community, and you know, the community takes care of him, and he likes to take care of the community. So it was something that we were proud of, and we're proud of our leader taking advantage of doing things like that. You know, one of the things that he was very disappointed was the fair, you know, because he takes great pride in putting the concert series on and giving back, and you know, he pays for every bit of that, and you know, not being able to participate in that this year, he felt like there was other avenues that he could give back to the community, and he's done that.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have somebody like that around who has a good, successful business, but wanting to share and benefit the community. And
Right.
Ronnie, I'm sure you enjoy selling cars even more because you got somebody like that you're working with.
Yes, and like he gives a big donation each month to Joseph Storehouse, and that's where I'll be at today, working, you know, for about 4 or 5 hours, volunteer, you know. So that's a great thing, you know. So Tony does.
You gonna sell some cars out there?
Yeah, well, I bet you one thing, somebody might want one. I'll be wearing this.
He's got his base sport jacket on this board.
But it'll be a good thing. You know, I like to, you know, Mr. Nolan, he was one of my classmates. He took that thing over. He's working it, and he came down to see Mr. Bates. He said, man, you know, you ought to come out. Some of the classmates come out doing some work, so I'm going to go out there and try to volunteer a little bit.
All right. While I'm thinking about it, of course, next Thursday is Thanksgiving. We won't be here, and so don't y'all plan on coming out, but you weren't anyway.
We won't come flying in the parking lot this morning.
But we'll see you in 2 weeks. How's that?
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Paul Tubbs, Dealer Operations Manager, Ronnie Kelly in Sales at Bates Ford, 1673 West Main, the dealer, trade for anything you don't eat. We're 11 after the hour, and my guest today is Heather Bay. Heather, good morning.
Good morning.
And you walked in, and I said Jeff sent you, and Jeff
Yes, sir.
Jeff Baines provides us with somebody to talk to each third Thursday of the month, and we just kind of depend on him most of the time. To be honest, he sends me an email of who it's going to be. If he sent me one, I missed it. And you had your mask on, and I wasn't even sure who you were when you walked in. But anyway, good morning to you.
Thank you for the welcome.
Yeah, and we do welcome you, and you have a responsible job here in the community, and being the operations manager. You got to know what is the
That's a perfect description right there.
fixed
Base operations for the
right.
Lebanon Airport. Yes,
Lebanon
sir.
Airport, and you how long you been doing this?
Over 12 years now,
Really?
working on 13.
Well,
So
you must like it.
and absolutely love this job. I do, sir. Yes, sir. It's an honor to serve the community. And the airport is one of the many departments that are under the scope of the City of Lebanon, since it's a city-owned airfield. And they've hired Direct Flight Solutions, which is a company that I own and manage, and we maintain the daily operations on the Lebanon airfield.
Well, are you here to tell us to talk mainly about the airport this morning?
Yes, sir, I am. That was my marching orders from Jeff last night when I spoke
right.
with him about coming in this morning. So.
Well, what you got some breaking news for us?
Well, we just got some breaking news. We've got some reminders, and just want to update the community on what's going on in one of the fastest growing communities in the state of Tennessee, which is Middle Tennessee in Wilson County in the city of Lebanon. And we're growing just as the community is growing, and we're facing a growth in numbers that are coming into the airfield. If I can actually give you all a visual of perspective, and that is I-40 is an exit ramp, and we have multiple exit ramps for the city of Lebanon that take you off of the interstate into the city. And every single time someone comes off that exit ramp, they might or might not need fuel. If they do need fuel, and which I'm gonna transfer that as to our runway, that's another exit ramp for the city of Lebanon. And we'll take care of them with fuel, maintenance, And we're at max capacity with our hangars, so I can't offer them any hangars, but we can at least let them tie down. But there's a lot of people that are coming in or just flying through the community, stopping for fuel, and then going to their next destination to get to wherever they need to be, and or just to do business or move here. So we have a long waiting list of people that want to come to the airfield, but we don't have enough rooftops for them to put their aircraft there as their permanent home. So with the state of Tennessee having 79 airfields, and 74 of them are about like us, they're general aviation airports. We have to share counties with people who use the airfield. So
right now, are we sitting pretty, as we might say, in a description of where we are, what we are? We're doing pretty well. We're sitting pretty right now.
We are, yes, sir. We're sitting pretty, and we're currently focused just on maintaining airfield safety and security, making sure that our pavements what it needs to be to greet all these individuals that are flying their aircraft in. COVID really changed the dynamics of general aviation for the Lebanon airfield. We were blessed to have a lot of businesses flying in jets. And now what we're seeing since COVID, we really have more smaller aircraft that are flying in and out.
Why is that?
I believe that there was a 2.7% increase in passenger and cargo pre-COVID. There was a 3.3 in general aviation as a whole. The FAA really has gotten strict on guidelines and requirements for a lot of the aircraft that's in the air, and a lot of people know that. They know that that aviation is a safe form of transportation, and when people are no longer comfortable flying at Southwest or American Airlines, they're pursuing the smaller form of aviation to get where their destination is. When you look at private charter is up, and flight schools, MTSU, I know that MTSU acquired over 1,000 aviation students last year. Now they do not fly out of the Lebanon airport; they fly out of Murfreesboro. But where do they come visit? Sometimes they come visit. They come visit us. Yeah. And with aviation at a height like this that was started pre-COVID, and you've got individuals who are furloughed, or you've got individuals who have been unemployed, but they might be on unemployment, and they're acquiring pay. They want to further their education, and general aviation was one magnificent formula for them to continue to social distance. And that was a lot of their joke was, hey, I'm going to go social distance and educate myself at the same time. And there's 11 flight schools within 50 miles of the Lebanon airport. And I haven't counted up the number of how many planes that is, but we alone have 3. We have 3 flight schools on our field. We have Class Bravo Air, we have Advanced Tailwheel, and we have Wings of Eagles. And they all 3 offer a different formula of aviation education. And we're grateful that they're there and able to meet the demand. We did close down Direct Flight Solutions. We're essential services. Right. So we've been forced to work through all this, and I've got the blessing of working with an amazing group of people every single day who take joy and pride and have passion in what they do and service in this community, and anybody who wants to come to the city of Lebanon. Because you've heard me say this before, that terminal is the largest welcome center for Wilson County. It is. It may be owned by the city of Lebanon, but it's Wilson County's largest welcome center.
We got to take a break. Heather Bay is with us. We're talking about the Lebanon Airport this morning, and talk more after this break on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And it's 7:18. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. $49.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation and safety check. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Starting to bunch up now right on Schedule 65 southbound here at Trinity Lane, 800 block in Neely's Bend Road. They just reported a wreck involving injuries. The fire department's been dispatched to that location. Again, that's the 800 block of Neely's Bend Road. Watch out in that area as it builds through Mount Juliet right now on I-40 westbound. All that traffic flow leaving Wilson County into Davidson County. Hey, sleep with the sharks in the grown-up atmosphere at Ripley's Aquarium in the Smokies, December 26 and 27. Check it out, ripleysAquarium.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
Get excited for Christmas as you take a stroll through Fiddler's Grove Historic Village and see the buildings come to life with animated Christmas decorations. Bring your friends and family to enjoy this safe outdoor adventure. CDC guidelines are being followed. Masks encouraged. Hand sanitizing available throughout the walk. Tours available Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now through December 19th. More details at fiddlersgrovetennessee.com. For the love of Tennessee, visit Wilson County and travel safe.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Heather Bay is here this morning, and as I said earlier, sent by Jeff Baines. But Jeff sends us somebody this particular Thursday of the month, and it's really nice to have you this morning. Glad to hear a good report about the airport. But as far as you look at the future and future growth, I mean, as we have more people locate here, the airport's probably going to get busier and busier. Is that your vision? Really?
It's not my vision. It's exactly what I'm faced with, sir. You're spot on. That's exactly what we're seeing. So many more operations that are coming in and out of the Lebanon airfield, and we're not a controlled airspace, meaning we don't have a tower. We don't sit there and communicate and tell people you can come in or you can't come in. This is individuals who are speaking on a radio and informing other aircraft operators that they're coming in to land, and so they don't ask our permission.
Yeah.
There's FAA guidelines that are set that allow the pilots to know if their plane is safe to fly. So a Southwest isn't ever going to land at Lebanon, and American Airlines typically isn't going to ever land there, and we're not going to see a G5. If we ever see a G5, we're in trouble because that's a big bird with a lot of weight. Yeah. And we try to announce exactly what we have the capacity to maintain.
I bet you in 12 years you've learned a lot more about the aircraft business and industry and the whole thing.
You're exactly right. I'm sure Kerry Bay, my husband, is quite shocked when I come in and I want to talk this kind of talk with him. That was the last thing about 28 years ago he ever thought I'd walk in the kitchen and talk about. So,
well, one of the other things that's happened, and more recently, I don't know how many years they've been around. I guess several, but drones have been a topic and sometimes maybe a nuisance, and they have a place, I'm sure. But let's talk about drones.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity because I know that there's a lot of parents out there that think that their child's Christmas gift or an amazing investment of a Christmas gift of a drone is something that's just absolutely awesome for their kid, and it is. But I think they need to be educated and learn that those are what the FAA, call as an unmanned aircraft, and if they weigh over a half a pound, then they're considered an unmanned aircraft. And I'm not sure if there is a drone that's under half a pound out there, but if you're over half a pound, there's some guidelines that we need to educate the parents and let them be aware of what's going on.
Well, you got some of those for us?
Yes, sir, I do. And for the parents who are looking at this purchase for their kids, I think education is just key, and that they're treating this as a hobby. And if
it's just a toy, sort of.
It's exactly. Hey, Carrie and I bought one for Richard, our son, years and years ago. We did the exact same thing, but from the time when we bought it with Richard to today, you're required to have them registered with the FAA. It may seem a little extreme, but it's literally just to keep the recreational flyers and the ones who are for hire separated. because if you are for hire, that's a whole different set of guidelines and it's called a Part 107, and you're flying for work or for business, and those I've got to recommend you go and stay and dig into the guidelines of the Part 107 on the FAA website, and that's a whole different can of worms. Unless you're a parent and you've given this to your child, and your child is talked into to go film a house for a friend who wants to put theirs up for sale, or that's considered for hire. It's for someone's profit. And that's when the FAA comes in and says, nope, you're a commercial operator. You're not a hobbyist. But do refer to those guidelines if you get put in that situation, because that's a different conversation I wasn't prepared to really speak about today, but I did want to put that bug into parents' ears and let them know that their kid going out there and hired to or doing a favor to their friend to do a music video, or anything like that, that's going to be considered a commercial operation. So,
and a different category.
Totally different category.
Wow.
So listen, I'll take you back to the hobbyist conversation. Those flights are for kids. They are for drones, and they are for fun, and they are for sightseeing, just for your own giggles. And
what kind of limits are there? Certain limits in that area other than what we've already talked about?
Yes, sir, they are. They require that you be able to keep your aircraft, which that drone is an aircraft, in sight. You can't there's a lot of these that'll go a mile away, but can you see that mile away? If you can't see that mile away, then you better not be operating from that far. And also,
and they're going to say that takes a lot of fun out of it.
I'm sure they will. But I want to take you to one of my points is, if you're a mile away, and if you're from your aircraft, you don't see the traffic that's in your area. And right now, we just had some storms that came through, and we've had 2 groups come through the Lebanon airport this week, and they're the Tennessee Valley Authority's helicopters, and they're looking at our power lines. Those operators, they are legal to operate because they have to check our power lines, and they're about 200 feet. These drones they'll exceed that. So we need to make sure that you're not interfering with each other. And the point that's 2 points almost, is one is a hazard, and the other one is that you don't have the right of way. That helicopter has the right of way. Yeah. So we just need them to keep the aircraft in sight, as we call it, the line of sight, and make sure that you give the helicopter the right of way. Give the fixed base, the fixed wing, as we call them, or planes, aircraft the right of way to get to their destination. And I won't get too technical on that one right there, but never fly over moving people and moving vehicles. That's another thing that people do not realize. That's part of that moving vehicles. The vehicle doesn't know that you are above them. That's against the law. And never interfere with any emergency activities. And do not operate your drone carelessly or recklessly, which I shouldn't have to say, but I better say just to protect myself. Yeah. So,
but all of these guidelines are on the website there?
Yes, sir. They're on the FAA.gov website. If you just go in there and you do a search on drones, it'll give you the definitions between a hobbyist and commercial operations. And I want everyone to have a safe gift. I want to have everyone have a safe holiday. And these gifts are quite an investment for a lot of people. And the FAA has a section called a FAA drone zone. And usually after Christmas, I start getting phone calls, and parents start saying, well, my son's drone won't work in this area. Well, it won't work in your area because it's probably has a GPS on it, and you're too close to an aircraft. So let's keep them all safe.
Well, there's some good advice here, but anybody that is considering this, if you're not already familiar with it, you really need to familiarize and obey these guidelines for everybody's good. And you can probably sustain some fines and some reprimands if you don't do what you're supposed to
Quite
do.
steep ones, I've heard.
Got a couple of minutes left. Anything else on your mind this morning?
Well, just know that we're doing our best to be that great welcome center to this community, because it's obvious this community is doing their job by stepping up to the plate and being perfect reasons for this community to offer a great quality of life, whether it be where we work or where we play, where we live. And we're focused on airfield safety currently right now. The grants are smaller and fewer from the state and federal funds that we normally acquire to keep our operations going to the next level, but we're status quo. We're going to make sure that we take care of those who are coming in. And we've got a taxi lane widening project, which also includes stormwater, and it includes sewer. And that's been a huge task. And we've had a couple contractors out on got Conrad, we've had Westmoreland, we've had Tim Stockton. We've also got multiple privately owned hangars being built now. And that's one thing that we've done since that funding has changed. It's gone from state and federal funds paying for these hangars to actual private individuals, and they broke ground this week, and that was with Phoenix. And it was great to see some activity on the airfield of people moving forward within their scope of work.
And you still have a little soccer played over there, don't you?
We do have a little soccer.
You're working on that to get it.
Yes, we do. We've got a couple-year contract with the Soccer Association, Wilson County Soccer Association, and those kids love to see those planes fly back and forth. But we just need to make sure that they don't get in. I like those drones. We need to make sure those kids aren't interfering with or vice versa. So I look forward to the City of Lebanon's plan on moving forward with this sportsplex and getting them to the facility the size that they need, because they are bursting. They want more space, and we don't have any more to share. So.
Well, Heather, we've come to the end of our time. You really had a lot of information for us this morning. Really good to see you, and appreciate all you're doing, and just keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
That is part one of Coleman and Company. We hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:31. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Absolute Kubota and Rental Exmark. Large inventory of Exmark mowers for homeowners and commercial users. Number one selling brand, bought 2-to-1 over any other commercial mower brand. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Starting to bunch up now right on Schedule 65 southbound here at Trinity Lane, 800 block in Neely's Bend Road. They just reported a wreck involving injuries. The fire department's been dispatched to that location. Again, that's the 800 block of Neely's Bend Road. Watch out in that area as it builds through Mount Juliet right now on I-40 westbound. All that traffic flow leaving Wilson County into Davidson County. Hey, sleep with the sharks in the grown-up atmosphere at Ripley's Aquarium in the Smokies, December 26 and 27. Check it out, ripleysAquarium.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
71 degrees all the way.
73 degrees, please.
So what's your perfect degree of comfort? We'll help you find it with professional Rheem HVAC service that'll keep your home comfy year-round, save on energy costs, and may qualify for utility rebates and tax credits. So enjoy a new degree of comfort.
72 degrees, and I'm good to go.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
The Dancing Lights of Christmas is back for their 11th annual celebration of the magical Christmas season at the Wilson County Fairgrounds. For just $25 per vehicle, you will experience the dazzling sights and sounds of over 2 million lights synchronized to some rockin' Christmas tunes without ever leaving the safety and comfort of your own vehicle. The Dancing Lights of Christmas, 5 p.m. nightly, November 13th through January 3rd. Don't forget to visit Mistletoe Merchant's holiday shopping event with over 100 merchants showcasing their one-of-a-kind items, December 4th through December 6th. Attend both events and get discount tickets. It's all about taking care of you, and THW Insurance will do just that. Are you looking for home or auto insurance? THW represents Westfield Insurance and other fine companies. Together, they will protect you and your family. Call Joe Bumgartle at the Donaldson location at 615-232-5928. That's 615-232-5928. Or stop in and see him at 217 Donaldson Pike in Nashville.
Temperatures today will be a few degrees above average, with highs climbing into the mid-60s. We have bright sunny skies today as well. More sunshine is in the forecast on Friday. Temperatures on Friday top out in the upper 60s. On Saturday, skies will be a mix of sun and clouds, with highs reaching the lower 70s. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part two. It is a Thursday morning. We've got Heather Sadler phone, and she's ready to talk about the Pavilion Senior Living here at Lebanon. Heather, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
And you are out and about this morning.
Out and about, heading west.
Well, you're
I grew up in West Tennessee, so it feels like home once it starts getting flat after the river.
Yeah, you're a busy lady right now, and especially on a special business assignment today. But we appreciate you taking time to talk to us a little bit about the Pavilion Senior Living right here in Lebanon at 1409 Medical Center Drive. What's the latest?
Well, I'll give you a COVID update. So our rehab and skilled nursing building is still COVID free. No residents, no staff. Unfortunately, we had a staff member test positive at our assisted living building. She didn't have any direct exposure to our residents, but we have followed all the guidelines and tested every resident and every staff, and those all came back negative. So that employee's on quarantine, and our residents and staff will be tested one more time next week, and then we should be clear of this little blip in the map, what I like to say. So, we did everything as we were supposed to do, but in a pandemic, it's going to happen. So, but we're glad to say all our residents and staff right now are still COVID free.
Yeah, and if this has got to happen, this is probably about as the best way you'd want it. It's not like everybody's going to get infected from this or anything. It seems like that this is just, as you said, a little blip, and it'll be over. And
back to COVID normal, whatever that normal is.
Okay.
So,
what else you got?
We try to be very transparent about it. That's been our goal this whole time. So we've called families, we've emailed families, we've done social media within 12 hours of the incident, and we just want to be as transparent as we can during this.
Well, you got other things to talk about?
I do. So although we're on quarantine, we still have residents that are moving in. Of course, when you move in, you have to be on a 2-week quarantine. So the community will join you on that quarantine right now. And then we still have our porches so even on quarantine, they can open the door and get some fresh air. And, we didn't build those porches for a pandemic, but man, I'm so glad we have them for our residents. So they can still sit out on their porches and get some fresh air and, see a little bit of life going on. And so we're excited about that. But we have one room in memory care open right now, and then we have a couple 1-bedrooms open in our assisted living. So this is the time of year when we'll kind of start getting calls when they went home for Thanksgiving and the holidays. Hey, we realized that mom or dad aren't taking their medicine, or we realized that they weren't cooking things properly. We saw some safety issues. These are the times that people are actually noticing those because they're spending a little bit more time with grandparents or, so this is the time we start getting a lot of calls. So if this is something, we've got limited availability right now. So if there's something that you see before the holidays, give us a call so we can either talk to you or put you on a wait list or something like that, because right after the holidays is kind of when we get even super busier.
All right, and a good time to insert that telephone number, which is 615-444-5556, and that's a way to reach Heather and the Pavilion Senior Living. You did mention Thanksgiving. Next week being Thanksgiving, we won't be doing Coleman and Company next Thursday and Friday, so you can it'll be a couple of weeks before we talk with you again, I guess. So what else you got to wrap it up this morning?
Well, so our Thanksgiving's going to look a little different for us, but we're going to celebrate it as well as we can within our 4 walls. So we're going to do a little bit of celebrating as much as we can. So y'all just keep all our residents in your thoughts and prayers. This is a hard time for them. They're ready to be they're ready to live as normal as we are, and they just don't have that flexibility.
Right. And I think your residents especially and their families and all of you people there as well as the rest of the whole community can be thankful that we have the Pavilion Senior Living here in Lebanon, right?
Thank you. We're super thankful for all our residents and families that put their trust in us to help with senior living. But if anybody has a question about anything from assisted living, memory care to even rehab, give us a call. We'll be glad to help you.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us today, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Heather Sadler Gallagher with the Pavilion Senior Living right here in Lebanon, Tennessee, 4999 Medical Center Drive. We're 21 minutes before the hour, and today I want to introduce Kayla Ramos, who is my guest live in studio. Kayla, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, we're glad to see you. I'm going to reach over here and punch this button on the telephone, and I think we've got Lee Campbell right here. Lee, are you there?
I'm here, sir. Can you hear me?
Hey, I'm here. You're coming in fine. Good. We're all set now, and I believe you are the bank you're with is
Pinnacle.
Okay, well, that's what I'd written down here, but I wanted to hear you say it first. Lee Campbell with Pinnacle Bank is on the phone, and Kayla Ramos with Cedarstone Bank is right here in studio. And guess what we're going to be talking about this morning? We're going to be doing another program about what is taking place here in our community, tncommunity.com. And Kayla, you can kind of get us started. And as I mentioned a while ago, I said, I guess it's more the same, but one thing we're really focusing on right now that's just got started this week is the big bucks.
Yes, the 10 community bucks. You can go get your bucks at your local community bank. Cedarstone Bank customers can swing by and grab their bucks. And I wanted to mention something that's very important to me, which is the nonprofits that are listed on the website. You can find those listed at 10community.com. You can also find that link at cedarstonebank.com at the very top of the page. You can use your bucks as a donation to a nonprofit at anybody that's listed on the website. Under business listings, nonprofit, you can take your bucks and use those as a donation. It's a perfect time. It's the end of year. Everybody's trying to get their tax donations in. So take those bucks and take your donation and put them to good use.
Well, that's an idea I don't think we've heard before, but certainly a good one. If you feel so inclined, you can help one of these nonprofits rather than consume it on yourself and your family. But it works either way.
Yes.
Lee, what's on your mind this morning? You were here once before in studio with us, and it's good to have you with us again today. But you and Pinnacle and 8 other banks, including Cedarstone, with us this morning, are all together on this, and it's I think a great promotion that's going on.
Yeah, I think it's kind of unique, and it shows how awesome Wilson County is, that these 9 banks can come together and lay their competitive natures aside and say, hey, let's work together and help these small businesses that have helped us for so long. I mean, they are the backbone of our county. They're our neighbors. They're our friends. And as we know, this pandemic's starting to ramp up again, and they're talking about closures and stuff. I mean, the small businesses are the first ones that are going to take that hit. And so we bankers decided, hey, what can we do to help these businesses? The PPP program that the government did was a great thing, and but we saw some financials, and there's some people that are hurting. So we came together and said, let's see what we can do. And what I want the listeners to know is, because we keep talking about the small businesses that need to go to 10community.com and register, is we need the local folks to go and, during this holiday season, you want to shop. There's a button to click on shop, and there's all the places that you can shop in Wilson County and support those local. And if you need some food for the holidays, there's an eat and there's a play, services, and the nonprofits. And as Kayla was saying, we forget about the nonprofits, but because of the COVID, we can't get together and do the fundraisers and things. And so those small nonprofits are hurting as well. And so we're really just trying to market these folks a central place where people can come together and look and say, hey, how can I help? Immediate impact, and it's all right there. And for the small businesses, there's also services on the website of, you can go to the Small Business Administration, all the different things of what out there that can help a small business in this time. We're just trying to give knowledge and just a common area place for people to log in to see how they can help each other.
Right, and there's probably a number of small businesses who haven't taken advantage of the opportunity that's been presented here. Now, let me ask you this: as a banker, does it not make you feel good to see 9 or 8 sister organizations, we could say, come together to do something like this for the common good, especially of our small businesses?
Yes, sir. I've been in banking almost 24 years, not 25, and I've never seen anything like it. It was awesome, all of us being in a room. We have the same, we cross-pollinate. We've had so many people that have changed, and just to say, hey, this is not about us. This is about how we can help each other. And, when you've got the CEOs of all these different banks sitting in a room just saying, how can we help? It really was fascinating and just really makes your heart feel good that something Wilson County, these financial institutions can just come together and say, hey, what can we do to help? I don't know of anybody else that's doing it, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Well, Kayla, I'll bet you feel the same way.
Absolutely. It's an honor to serve our community through banking with my Cedar Stone Bank family, but it is such an amazing thing to see them all come together and work for the greater good of our community. So.
All right, we need to go to a break here, but as far as the bucks go, they are available. I correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there's $10,000 worth of bucks.
There's a lot out there, yes.
And when they're gone, they're gone.
Yes.
But people need to go to any one of the 9 banks, and I believe you can go one time a day.
I believe that's the way it is. Yeah. And I wanted to say, too, it is not too late for the businesses to get signed up. This thing runs to the end of the year, so if you're a business, it's not too late to get signed up so that you can also benefit from those bucks being spent at your business.
Right, but there's a limited time to pick up the bucks.
Yes, correct.
And then once they're being used, there's a limited time there. You don't have to the end of the year to do that.
Correct. Yes.
So you want to pick them up. And then you want to use them, either spend it on yourself or give it to one of these nonprofits.
Yes, and those can be used November 28th through December 5th.
All right, so keep that in mind. We're going to a break right here, and we'll have more with Kayla Ramos and Lee Campbell in a moment here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:46. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford, and they've got that regular oil change, only $24.95, up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, $16.73. West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still quite a bit of traffic volume out here as expected through Mount Juliet right now on 40 westbound into Hermitage. We've seen a couple of wrecks being cleared in the last few minutes. Franklin Pike at Franklin Pike Circle. Still heavy, but moving on 24 right now westbound here up by Harding Place. 24 west at the 16-mile marker just outside of Clarksville. THP is still working that accident. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, call Tony and Nikisha Tate, the Tate team. They can assist you with all your real estate needs. Call now, 554-9795. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford, and with the holiday season coming, so is great deals at Bates Ford. We've got the Works vehicle package for the low price of $49.95 for up to 5 quarts. We've got batteries for $135 installed on most vehicles, and also on the sales end, we've got 0 interest for 72 months and rebates for up to $10,000. So come see us at Bates Ford, the dealer that will trade for anything that don't eat.
The 2020 Titans have all grown up together. They've had a taste of success in the playoffs, and they're back with Derrick Henry.
Henry 20, Henry 10.
Ryan Tannehill at quarterback.
Tannehill keeping around right end, driving, he's in.
A stout defense.
Titan ball.
And a head coach in Mike Vrabel who's ready to lead them.
Brought to you by Steamlow Plumbing and the Jewelers.
LHS, Cumberland University, and the Tennessee Titans. The winning teams are on WANT 98.9.
Coleman and Company, we welcome you to our program. If you're just joining us this morning in our final segment here for a Thursday. And on the phone is Lee Campbell, who is with Pinnacle Bank. And in studio, bank, and we're talking about tncommunity.com. 10 Community, TN Community, all the same. We've got 9 banks that have gone together to pool their resources and make possible a promotion here to especially help small businesses. And I think we've had some good results so far, but as they say, the proof is in the eating, and we're about ready to do the eating now with all these bucks. The 10 community bucks that are available from 9 different participating banks. You pick them up. Do you have the dates there, Lee, you or Kaylee, the one when this is going to end, unless they expire sooner, but there's a deadline for picking these up.
Yes, you can pick them up through November 28th, and then you can use them November 28th through December 5th.
Okay, and November 28th is the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I'm looking at the calendar here. Yes, it is. And so you've got till then to pick up the bucks, and you can actually get one. It's $5. You get one each day if you want to do it that way, but only one a day, we've been told.
Correct.
Okay. And so you can spend them at any of these people that are participating, and there's well over 200, maybe close to 250, I understand, and there's room for more. If you're a business, especially a small business that hasn't signed up, you can go to the website. I believe it's tncommunity.com.
10community.com.
Get signed up there and benefit from the collective advertising that's being done. And the Chambers of Commerce, I think all 3 of them, especially Lebanon, Watertown, big player, Lebanon, Mount Jude, Watertown too, big players here in this whole promotion. And it's especially designed to help the mom and pop operations of small businesses here to keep going, to maybe spur up their business here for the holiday season.
Yes.
You got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I wanted to touch. Lee said a little bit about the Christmas shopping. You go to this website, click on business listings, shop. There's several businesses on there with special offers. You can go straight to their website. There's hyperlinks there that takes you straight there. And you don't get that same small business experience from the big store retailers. And you know, this is how we support. We Christmas shop anyway, so why not just keep that money local?
Lee, anything you want to add to that? I know you feel the same way.
Yeah, I was going to also say is I keep forgetting to say that this is a free service. When people say, well, I just don't have, 10community.com is free. There's no, the banks have put the money up for this. So all these advertising dollars, the creation of the website and everything, these banks paid for that. So we're trying to give to the community. Same way with the bucks. The bucks cost you nothing. You just go by and get those and then go spend those at the local shops. So there's no cost involved, and that's what we're, with this Christmas shopping season coming up, Black Friday and all those good things. I mean, there's some good shopping ahead, and as Kayla said, it's on the website. If you click on some of those shops, you'll see that if you mention 10 Community or go by there with those bucks, you're going to get even an extra maybe 10% off or something free to go with it. So there's just a lot of good things to do, to just get on that website and look around. And there again, it's free. So if you're a small business and you're kind of saying, I don't know if I want to be involved, there is no cost whatsoever. And I can't overemphasize also the chambers of the Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Watertown, the endless work they've done on this program, because we're bankers. There's a lot of things that we don't know how to do, and the chamber has really picked up the ball and ran with it and really helped us get this to where it's running like a well-oiled machine. I love seeing the pictures of the 10 Community placard in businesses' windows, and you can see the billboards, and it's just a great-looking thing, and the chambers have really helped us get this out here.
All right, we've got a little time here, and Mike should have done this in the beginning, but I want to find out a little bit about the two of you and your banking careers and this sort. And Kaylee, we'll start with you. How long have you been at Cedarstone?
I've been at Cedarstone for almost 7 years, and I've had the pleasure of serving in with many different hats. I always say it doesn't matter what I do there as long as I'm there.
Yeah. What are you doing right now?
Right now I'm in compliance, and that has been so much fun to get to learn all the new laws and regulations that surround banking. I know a lot of people wouldn't find that as interesting as I do, but
Well, if you're in compliance, that means you're upstairs, doesn't it?
Yes, it is. And I do miss
You're
seeing
up
the
there with
faces.
Tina?
But yes, Tina Winfrey and Jenny Tuggle.
But you don't see as many people up there.
But my coworkers keep it interesting, and they're a great family to have. We're with each other all day long, and we keep it interesting, and still get to see our customers out in the community.
Did you do something else prior to banking, or?
I was in retail management, so it was a big shift. And I'll tell you, I love banking hours.
Well, tell us a little bit about your story and what you're doing now and where you've come from.
Yeah, I was with SunTrust for almost 20 years. Towards the end of my career with SunTrust, I had 3 areas. I had some of Davidson County, all of Sumner, and all of Wilson. And then I guess it was almost 7 years ago. So I've been in banking 27 years. 7 years ago, I came to Pinnacle, and I'm the area manager for Wilson County. So I have the 2 locations in Lebanon and the location in Mount Juliet. I'm also over Donaldson, but I'm really the area manager for Wilson County. And so really just I don't know if I'm the face, but I'm active in the chambers and nonprofits, and really just trying to promote Pinnacle, and I love what I do.
All right. Well, that is great, and it's good to have you this morning. Even though you can't be live in studio with us, you're coming in fine on the phone and sounding good. You sound almost as good this morning as you do when you're calling out the numbers for the reverse draw.
Yeah, I'm on 2 boards. I'm on the CASA board. I'm on the Leadership Wilson board, and we take turns every year for reverse draw, so I get to do it every year.
Well, you do a good job, and you sound good too, and so we appreciate that. Well, back to the 10community.com and the bucks and all of this. It's a promotion that's going to go through the end of the year, and this started maybe October, best I remember, around the 1st of October, didn't it? I think, and so it's kind of a 3-month effort, but really the biggest thrust is really right now, and getting those bucks through the 28th of November, which would be a week from this Saturday. You've got actually about 2 weeks to pick these up. I think they started earlier this week, and they're available at all these 9 banks that are participating. So you pick these up through the 28th, and then on the 28th you start spending them for actually it's an 8-day period, and a lot of places closed on Sunday or whatever, but the 28th through the 5th of December. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So it's up to the people. Of course, now we did say through the 28th, but now if they're gone before then, there's only so many.
While supplies last.
As I said the other day, we're not We're not like the federal government. We're not going to print anymore. So you got some more for us?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, seeing the bows around town, I think tells a story of how our community stays strong, even in the face of tornadoes and a worldwide pandemic. To me, it just feels like the Grinch can't steal our Christmas. I think it tells the commitment of our community and our local banks who've invested time and resources to keep our economy thriving.
Well, it's here. Really, these bucks are here for the taking, and it's. $5 is not a lot, but you've got a lot of $5 when you got $10,000 worth. And again, I think the whole community should really appreciate the effort that the banks have come up with here, and to get. Now, I can remember, Lee, you might like this. I can remember years ago. It was a former director of the Chamber of Commerce here in Lebanon talking about how difficult it was to get a group of people to agree on something. And she actually said that you couldn't get the people around the square to agree what time to have, what day to have a free lunch. And so you've come together here, the banks realizing the situation here, and especially that some small businesses here might, some have not made it. Some have already closed their doors, and we don't like that. And I know as a banker, you a lot of times people borrow money from you to go into business, and you want that loan to be repaid. I mean, you've got you could say you have you got a special interest in this for sure, and it's just good to see you come together. So comment on that. We got a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, no, as I said, there's many, I'm on many boards, and it's, there's, people headstrong and trying to come together, like you said, to come together for a free lunch. But man, there was no agenda except for helping small businesses when these 9 banks came together. And it's like, what can we do? No one wanted to say it's all about me. There's few people that really spearheaded, but don't want any of the accolades. It's not about that. So they've been humble, and the banks coming together and do that, it speaks volumes about the leadership here in Wilson County. I really don't know if you could do this any other county that I know of. So.
Well, we all know the banking industry, the business. It's a pretty competitive thing, and with interest rates so low now, I don't know how hard it is for banks to make money, but I would think it's a little bit harder than it used to be. And for you to come together and to do this again, I just think it does speak volumes about our local bankers, and I hope the community appreciates this and will take advantage. So once again, Kayla, you get your bucks through the 28th.
Yes.
It's $5. You can go once a day to any of these until they run out. And then starting the 28th of November through the 5th of December is when you spend them, right?
Correct, yes.
And as Lee, as you has pointed out, and Kayla too, but if nonprofits.
Don't forget them.
If you want to donate your bucks to the nonprofits, that's a way of giving back, even if you feel so inclined.
Yes.
Well, Lee Campbell with Pinnacle Bank, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate you being on the phone with us. And Kayla Ramos, Cedarstone Bank, right here with us in studio.
Thanks
you
so
for
much.
Coming out. You both done a good job. We appreciate it. And that's going to do it for Thursday. Join us tomorrow. And until then, I wish you a tremendous day.